up out of Hercules, y'all? What is good? It's ShyTheGemini returning for another amazingly video. What it do? What's up? What's going on? Hey y'all. I'm glad to be back. I know I took time off. Okay, I had to hibernate for the winter. Okay, get these downloads. Okay, I had to go into hermit mode so I can bring y'all the wisdom. Hello, how the fuck am I gonna bring y'all wisdom and knowledge if I'm in y'all face every day? So I've been away. I know some of my friends and some of y'all have been contacting me, baby. When I can be here on Earth and in a completely different dimension. Okay, so hibernated through the winter, ascending, moving through shit. I think this is probably the most light I've ever felt in my life. I'm growing more confident. My abilities are growing stronger. And baby, this year is the year of, baby, I know I'm the shit. Okay? Like, enough with the humility, enough with the self-doubt, baby. This year, I'm already in my motherfucking bag. Do you understand me? And I hope that y'all doing the same. I hope that y'all are staying grounded, okay? I hope that y'all are focusing on transitioning to new earth and leaving old earth behind, okay? Because we are in the midst of a great divide. Those who are stuck in the third dimensional consciousness can no longer intermesh with those in fourth, fifth, and sixth dimensional consciousness, okay? This shit is real. And outside of your everyday responsibilities, you need to be sitting your ass at home, getting downloads, healing, facing your shell self, all that shit. You need to make this shift or your ass is gonna be left behind, baby. Your ass gonna be left behind and miserable with the rest of these motherfuckers, okay? Who ain't done no type of shadow work, who still holding on to shit from fucking 20, 30, 40 years ago, honey. So don't be those people, okay? So this video, so what I've been noticing that I've been taking a different approach on my journey, okay? As I've been away and as I've been reflecting, I've really decided my sense of perspective has shifted, okay? And this new sense of perspective is helping me in the way that I want to teach and what I want to teach, because in order for you to ascend and become ascended master and be the God that you want to be, okay, you must first study and master humanity, okay? You must study the matrix. You must study human physiology as a basis so you can integrate that with your higher levels of consciousness, okay? It's like, you can't, I've already said this, you can't just open your third eye and then expect shit to be good. You have to, one, accept where you are in Earth, okay? Accept what the human body is, accept how is this system run via patriarchy, study how they're doing stuff, study how they're manipulating the human body, okay? And y'all know I'm in psychology, so psychology has me and my classes have been giving me a lot of just inspiration just to make new content, because I feel like in order, like I said, in order for you to study and master spirituality, you have to study humanity, okay? And that leads me to this video, okay? So this video is about how people can't love, okay, because they're too busy surviving, okay? Based on how the world is set up and the systems that are in place, the system that's used to enslave human labor and human energy to feed itself, a lot of people are the wheels of that system. They are the cog in that system, and they don't know it. And that kind of leads to how human beings are treating each other and how they're interacting with each other in today's current state, okay? So people can't love because they're too busy trying to survive. Now, what do you mean by that, Shire? I'm glad you asked. I'm going to explain. First and foremost, human beings are mammals, okay? And mammals are organisms. Humans are so egotistical and so arrogant in their existence. Human beings don't even acknowledge that they're animals, right? So human beings, a lot of people neglect psychology. A lot of people neglect biology and psychology, and then just run straight to sociology and think that sociology is everything. Sociology meaning how we interact. These are your social norms. These are social expectations that society has, okay? But prior to sociology of society, you have to study the organisms that are making that society, and that's humans. So humans are mammals, organisms. I don't care how much you try to deny or try to fight it. You are an animal, okay? Human beings are animals. Now, we are the most intelligent and the most evolved animals, and that's the most involved. As the most involved mammals on the planet, it is our duty to take care of, you know, the smaller animals, the ones who aren't as evolved, okay? So that is our responsibility. That is what God has gifted us to do on this planet, okay? So, like I said, there's a biological and there's a sociological blueprint to every human being, okay? This is why certain colors, okay, certain responses that they put in the media, they know has a certain response to the human brain, okay? The human brain responds to certain things without us knowing it, okay? This is also why a lot of people who are in the marketing business, they can they can produce or predict trends that are going to happen because they understand human behavior. Humans, at least the current humans are like cattle, and humans were originally bred to be slaves for a higher intellectual extraterrestrial called the Anunnaki. Oh my God, I can't speak today. It's Mercury retrograde, child. Okay, so you got to understand that too. Once you understand that humans were originally produced to be slaves, you'll have a lot better understanding. And eventually, I think that's where my content is going to go more towards understanding true human origins and the purpose of being in a human vessel. People always ask, what's the meaning of life? I don't want to take a nihilistic approach, but the purpose of human life originally was to be slaves to another human race who didn't want to do work and gain resources, basically. I want to introduce y'all to the concept of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay? I've heard about this concept through Priscilla the Queenmaker briefly, and then when I was in my psychology lecture, it was brought up again. So I thought it would be a really great talking point, basically to get y'all to understand humanity, so it can be easier for you to make that ascension process, right? So Maslow's hierarchy of needs is basically a pyramid structure. I have a copy here. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is basically a pyramid structure based on what humans need basically to survive. Okay, Maslow, he was somebody, and he was I don't want to say he was a psychologist, but he came up with the idea that, okay, in order for self-actualization to be fulfilled, basic needs have to be fulfilled, okay? And I also want to point out that these also correlate with the chakras, which I'm going to tie in a minute, okay? So, with Maslow's hierarchy of needs is basically, this is what all human beings need, okay, to survive. So, if I was an alien and I didn't understand humans at all, and I was an alien from outer space, and I came to different planets to study other organisms, and I come to this planet called Earth, and I want to study these things called humans, this is where I would start. I will start here, okay? So, from the bottom, you have your your physical needs. Hell, I can't pronounce that right now. You got your physical needs, right? So your physical needs at the bottom, these are your basic needs, okay? Your root chakra needs, hence why it's in red, okay? So your physical needs include air, food, water, shelter, clothing, okay? Your basic structural needs. These are, it ain't no, okay, I need a $5,000 watch. No, this is what every human needs: food, clothing, breathing, shelter, water. And if you're a male, you need sex, okay? Men cannot live without ejaculation. So reproduction also falls under this too, if you are a XY chromosome, okay? The second hierarchy of needs is your safety and security needs, okay? This includes your health, your employment, your property, your car, anything that's of material value, okay? So basically this is like the Taurus area of your life. These are your material possessions that add to your security, okay? Add to your physical security, all right? Now, before I go any further, these two right here is really where most people are, okay? These are where most people are meeting their needs, right? The next phase of needs are love and belonging. So these are your friendships, these are your romantic relationships, these are your family, these are your sense of connections, okay? So in order to have love and belonging and feel, you know, in order to get proper healthy relationships, these physical needs and your safety needs need to be filled first in order for humans to feel a sense of love and belonging, okay? It's kind of similar to the dynamics between men and women. Women who are typically worried about finances and security needs are less likely to be loving, okay? Well, that's for everybody. Same thing with men too, honey. If you're trying to date a guy and he doesn't have these two needs met, he's not going to give you this. And if he is going to give you this, it's going to come with a lot of drama, okay? Like I said, this is why I don't believe that men shouldn't date until they're financially stable, because when men don't have no money, they self-esteem be low, they hate themselves, and they gonna hate you too in the process, okay? So so I find that kind of interesting how this all ties with Maslow's, okay? So after love and belonging, this is your self-esteem needs. So these are your accomplishments. This is how you feel about yourself. This is how, you know, this is how you give your respect to others, okay? This is your need. This level right here is your need to feel like a unique individual, okay? Now, you can't have self-esteem until you have love, okay? You see where I'm going with this? Okay, and then lastly, at the top is your self-actualization needs, okay? So this is where you start to study philosophy. This is where you start to study your politics. This is where your higher learning comes in. This is where, if you're actually curious, I want to learn about the occult. I want to learn about esoteric knowledge. I want to listen to something motivational and inspirational because I want to be a better person. I want to reach my fullest potential here. This is where the human being can actually consider reaching their full potential, okay? For self-actualization to occur, all of these needs need to be fulfilled, okay? So I like to relate this in terms of, okay, in my personal opinion, especially in the Black community, I feel like people who don't have any money should not have kids, okay? If you are not if you can barely financially take care of yourself, you should not be reproducing at all. I swear to God, if I was president of the world, I would not allow this, okay? And why, do you ask? Because, okay, so these two needs at the bottom, so your safety and security needs and your physical needs are completely driven by survival, okay? You don't necessarily need love to you don't need love and belonging when you're trying to survive. It's actually kind of relevant. So if you're trying to figure out, okay, how am I paying my rent and I gotta make sure I got food in the refrigerator so I can eat every day, so I can go to work. I got to make sure I have my car is working properly so I can take myself to work. Or if you don't take the car, I got to take the train, I got to take the bus. So I got to make sure I got to have enough money to have my transportation. I got to make sure I got to have a roof over my head so I can actually go to work, and so I can continue to fulfill this need. So really, once humans make it to safety and security needs, your cars, your houses and stuff, it's literally interchange. Like, most of humanity is between these interchangeable dynamics. Most people have not surpassed safety and security needs, okay? And so I'm bringing that to childhood because people who usually typically don't like lower, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm disclaiming, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm speaking on the Black American experience only. I can't speak on nobody else, but I'm only giving the Black American experience. Typically in low income communities, these two needs are fulfilled, okay? You already know the typical Black American story. I really hate to say it, but it's the truth. Girl in lower income area meets guy in lower income area. They think they like each other. They end up having a baby together. They end up fantasizing this fucking life of having a baby together when they both don't have no money. So they trying to rely on each other, and then the woman is slowly realizing that most of the parental responsibilities fall on her anyway. And then you realize, okay, the man I had a baby by really don't got no money, so I really got to do everything by myself. I have to feed the child, clothe the child, I have to take the child to school, I have to take the child to activities. That's a lot. So when poor people have kids, they can only provide these kids these two. Like, I'm so busy trying to maintain these two, I can't give you this. As a result, you won't develop this, and as a result, you won't develop self-actualization, okay? I feel like poor people shouldn't have kids because they can't make it past the first lower level of the hierarchy, right? It's just they're using this to feed this, and it's an interchangeable dynamic, okay? It don't change, okay? So a lot of kids, they don't get that love and belonging, okay? So this is why. And if you don't get love and belonging, or they get either mistreated or they get neglected, okay? Because mama gotta work because daddy can't afford to, or both mama and daddy broke, so they still trying to make themselves happy while trying to raise a family and keep themselves afloat. It's just a lot. So most times, a lot of people, especially people in the Black community and lower incomes, they don't have time to give their children actual love and belonging. So this is why a lot of people, because when you have love and belonging empowers you. It gives you a foundational basis so you can begin to develop self-esteem. But if you've never received love and belonging, naturally you have low self-esteem. So this is why a lot of people, most of the world is programmed to have low self-esteem, because low self-esteem is profitable, okay? If you believe that you can fulfill your dreams, you're supposed to work a 9 to 5 and have a 401k and die just like everybody else while you make somebody else rich off your back. That's all you think you're going to deserve, while the person at the top who actually believed in their dreams is using your blood, sweat, and tears to make themselves rich, okay? Like I said, low self-esteem is extremely profitable, and especially dating as a woman. When you're dating as a woman and you have low self-esteem, that make you extremely susceptible to predatory behavior. It makes you extremely susceptible for men to take advantage of you, to men to give you the bottom of the barrel, to give you less than what you did action for, and less from what you deserve. It starts at home. I'm saying that to say, only when basic needs are fulfilled can human beings actually achieve love and belonging, self-esteem, and self-actualization, and then you get to ascension, okay? But they purposely made it so that you won't be able to do that. Now let's relate all of this to childhood trauma, okay? Because a lot of people, there is typically less love in the world and less people who are, and more people who are mean-hearted and cold-hearted because they did not get the love that they needed at home, okay? And like I said, most people, especially here in America, are poor, okay? And like I said, a person's economic situation can affect their sense of development as they get into adulthood. So you just got a whole bunch of kids in adult bodies who didn't get love at home, okay? So this is why everybody treat each other like shit. This is why humans act a lot. This is why just humans act fucked up to each other. Fuck. This is why just humans just bitter and it's a whole bunch of fucking chaos and disarray and everybody triggering each other because everybody just didn't get the love at home, okay? So when it comes to a traumatic childhood or abuse in the past and stuff like that, okay, so we all know that hurt and abuse can really affect a person's ability to trust and have healthy relationships, okay? Hurt, trauma, sexual assault, all that stuff affects the self-esteem. Okay, it affects the self-esteem. And what do we do as children? We internalize other people's actions towards us as a reflection of our worth. Okay, so this is kind of, again, basically this is just adds to humanity's current emotional state. Okay, everybody got low self-esteem, and like I said, from that low self-esteem leads to other things, right? So low self-esteem, everybody handles low self-esteem different. You got motherfuckers with low self-esteem who are shy and reserved and they're doormats. You got motherfuckers with low self-esteem that just be flat out haters. You got motherfuckers with low self-esteem that just be flat out envious and flat out jealous. You got motherfuckers with self-esteem who need to dominate or belittle other people because it makes themselves feel good on the inside to do that. So low self-esteem creates a wide range of problems depending on how an individual handles it, because the love and belonging phase is supposed to empower you to instill high self-esteem. So a lot of people have to do these behaviors to make themselves feel love within themselves, to make themselves feel better. And in that sense of feeling better, you can say it's their version of them feeling love that they didn't get from their parents. So people waking up hating, people waking up, just being nasty to another person just because they got something that they want, it makes them feel better. You feel me? It makes, what's that fucking song? Oh, how I love it feels to be a hater, something so sweet. Yeah, y'all know the song that's on TikTok. Like, people really wake up and love being haters because it makes them feel good because they didn't get this at home. Okay, they didn't get this at home because the government in the world didn't force everybody into hustle culture, force everybody into patriarchy. Patriarchy is hustle culture. Patriarchy is a system made for men, by men, designed for them motherfuckers. Like, and then that's why you see a lot of women more masculine nowadays, because patriarchy have also turned those women into men. So all that hustle culture, all that, if you're not up by 5 a.m., you're missing out. If you don't work 12 hours a day, you're not doing anything. Baby, keep it, because hustle culture is survival mode. Hustle culture is scarcity mode, okay? They are using your energy, they are using your labor to make themselves wealthy, okay? This is how the rich stay rich and the poor stay poor, okay? So, back to negative experiences. You cannot internalize other people's actions, and it took me a lot to learn this. You cannot internalize other people's actions towards you, okay? You gotta have self-compassion, okay? And self-compassion starts by doing just that, not internalizing and realizing that people's behavior towards you have nothing to do with you, okay? I want to use an example. Okay. I'm gonna use this one. Yeah, got me a blue face. Okay, so I want to show you how people's mistreat people mistreating you or hurt and abuse does not affect who you are. Okay, this is $100 bill. Okay, this is a blue face, a big Ben, right? $100 bill is valuable, right? You give anybody $100 bill off the street, it'll make their day because it's valuable. Okay, but what if I bought up the $100 bill? Okay, guess what? It's still a $100 bill. I can 8-time stump on this. I can backhand bounce on this. I can throw this in the trash. I can spit on this. I can wipe my cat's ass with this. I can drag this through the dirt. I can rip it up into, hopefully you don't rip it up too long or you ain't going, but I can rip this in half. And guess what? It's still a $100 bill. Okay, I can fold it up, do whatever, lick it, put it under my armpit. I can completely I can put this in some, it's 100 things that I can do with this $100 bill, right? But no matter what I do to this $100 bill, it doesn't eliminate the value. I can still take this to any store in a U.S. territory and get products in exchange and get resources in I can get stuff in exchange for this. Okay, so how I treat this dollar bill does not take away from the fact, how I treat this $100 bill does not take away from the fact that it's still a $100 bill, and you have to look at yourself the same way. I got earth placement, so it helps me to materialize things for me to understand them. I understand things, I'm a boss, you know what I'm saying? So I like money. So I like things in terms of assets, money, to help me understand life concepts, okay? So, bam, you are this $100 bill. It doesn't matter what you do to it, rip it up, throw it away, drag it through the mud. It's still a $100 bill, okay? The value doesn't go away because I do something to it. It's still a $100 bill. So you have to think of yourself the exact same way. So, as a collective, what do we do about this, okay? One, not only do you understand Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but you also learn how to break the cycle of hurt and pain, okay? So, I think that's what most of humanity is bounded by past experiences, okay? Most people in old earth are stuck in old earth because they are bound by their past experiences, okay? Some people have internalized their trauma so much that, like I said, they can't even reach self-actualization. So they're going to always stay at that lower level of existence. And like I said, when you're at a lower level of existence, somebody capitalizes off of that, right? So to break the cycle of pain, the cycle of hurt and mistreatment and pain, you got to do healing, okay? And like I said, the perfect way, I say this all the time, perfect way to do that, one, you can alchemize it and pretend like it didn't happen. Two, but it'll take some real holy deal. Like I said, a lot of people don't have that ability to quantum jump like that, okay? And in order for you to quantum jump like that, your body has to be okay with that, okay? Because I'm realizing that too. Healing doesn't mean shit in the mind and in the spirit if the body does not catch up, okay? Because sometimes we forget that the body is its own entity. The body is alive. Same way how you burn yourself on a stove, you don't have to think about pulling your hand back. The body already does it for you. You don't have to put too much thought into breathing, especially while you're sleeping. The body does it for you. You don't have to put a lot of thought into your heart pumping. The body does it for you. It's its own entity, right? So you can heal and do all the shadow work in the mind that you want, but the body stores trauma, okay? The body holds emotion, and emotion that we do not process. So for example, with manifestation, how they say you got to pretend like it's already here, but in order to do that, your body has to feel comfortable in that energy. So if I ask to be a millionaire, my body has to get used to, one, being seen and being a millionaire. So growing up as a child, if you're afraid of being seen, because every time you're seen, you get criticized, your body's going to remember that and it's going to retract. So when you do get the $1 million, that's why people be going broke when they get the lottery, because their body hasn't recalibrated to, your body hasn't recalibrated for that reality, because your mind might have moved on, but the body remembers. Okay, the body holds emotion, and you have to filter, and you have to sit, and you really have to be all encompassing with that emotion through your sacral chakra. You have to feel that shit 110. And I'm not gonna lie, I know I be making healings. I see why a lot of people don't heal, because healing is hard. Like, I moved through the last little phase that I had to do. Like I said, I broke it off on my twin flame. I decided to cut that contract. And when I cut that contract, that shit sent me into a whole fucking spiral. Like, that shit sent me into a whole fucking another ascension process where I had to retreat and work through all that muddled stuff. And, you know, so healing don't mean shit unless the body catches up too. This is why they say mind, body, and spirit. Okay, like I said, your mind, for the longest time, my mind and my spirit, they were aligned. But I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Why do I feel this anxiety? Why am I still having these unreasonable ass fears when there's nothing to fear? It's because my body is still holding on to that. Okay, so this is why your mind, body, and spirit got to be all in one. Okay, it's not easy, but at this point, only the strong survive. I'm sorry. I get a lot of my healing tips from TikTok. It's people like me that's helping you. It's not an easy thing, but if you want to reach your full potential, if you want to get your dreams, you're going to have to work for them. Okay, and then it really requires to face yourself. Okay, with that being said, I have a lot more ideas I want to cover. I definitely want to get more into a lot of psychology and biology, so y'all can start understanding exactly what the human realm is. You have to understand what the human realm is to master it. Okay, you have to understand psychology, sociology. You have to even understand the law of gender. You have to understand how people react and how they do. I'm gonna break down how patriarchy works, and I'm gonna break down stuff with the black woman and all this stuff. I got a whole bunch of shit I've been sitting on, and we gonna go ahead and keep this shit rolling. Okay, with that being said, I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. Till next time, bye.